I can remember arguing with what was supposed to be a friend of mine about nothing, like not even a real argument. And the worst insult was that she had for me was to call me a black girl.
I'm Akisi Britton. I'm an anthropologist. Myths about black women. The many myths. Uneducated, unmarried, angry, hypersexual, or to the other extreme, asexual. Overly self-sacrificing or overly self-serving. I can go on and on. I told my students about a time where I was in a cab here in Brooklyn with a Nigerian cab driver who was completely shocked, who knew that I was American from my accent. And he was completely shocked when he found out that I was working on a PhD, that I was married, that both of my children had the same father, which happened to be the man that I was married to. He was completely thrown by that. He couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe that he couldn't believe it. He was so incredulous. You're such a good woman. So a myth that black women are not good women.
My skin is brown. My manner is tough.
It is okay to become angry. Even in the Bible it says, be angry, sin not. So to be angry, and be an angry person, that means that's you most of the time. You're personified as this angry person, that you're wearing that. I don't think that's okay. I think to become angry in pockets is acceptable. For us, it begets a label, and that's way unfair. Okay. Way unfair. So I have maybe a misconception by another black man that wasn't as comfortable with black women, was to be called angry. So far from the truth. So I told him he didn't know me, and he didn't know me very well enough to say that, but he'd made some kind of comment that was, this very uplifting, putting white women on a pedestal that was very offensive in the presence of, black women that he hadn't even gotten to know. And so I kind of told him about himself, more on the level of ignorance and not knowing. And when he labeled me that way, I just let him know it wasn't true. And, he and I just were not compatible in that way. And then I bought him a drink. It wasn't that deep for me. I just kind of work against it. I was voted most enthusiastic and class clown in school. So if that's angry, I'll be an angry clown.
My name is Sweet Thing.
People don't come out and say it, but I can tell by how they react to me. They assume that I'm going to react violently or get loud and obnoxious about certain topics. So you can tell when people kind of walk on eggshells around you and they look to you for certain reactions because they think that I'm going to be all big and boisterous and get the whole oh my God, oh no you didn't, and that type of thing. And it's a little frustrating because not everybody's like that, and I'm not like that, and I don't want people to feel like they have to walk on eggshells when they talk to me about certain things. And as it pertains to my craft, as far as we've come, people still have it in their head that black people act a certain way and they behave a certain way. So a lot of the problems I've had personally is to be auditioning for roles that call for that sassy black girl, which I can do and that's in me, but that's not who I am. I was told, I auditioned for this part in this film, and I was told that I wasn't hood enough. And they needed me to be more and I think he said something something to the effect of, those girls from Harlem, which is funny because I used to live in Harlem. But you need to have a little bit more attitude, a little bit more edge, and and where'd you from? And they asked me where I was from and where I went to school because I didn't talk or I didn't look like they wanted me to look, and I couldn't act the way they wanted me to act. And I thought that was really strange and I didn't know how to receive that. 'Cause, I mean, put my twist on the role. I guess it wasn't hood enough.
My skin
It
is
wasn't specifically of the
tan.
angry black woman, but in times where I would try to defend myself, I was told my tone was disrespectful, aggressive, inappropriate, and all sorts of things that I never, in the course of my career, been called before. And I know myself that most times I don't speak up as much as I should, and so when it was the one time I tried to defend myself, I was told all of a sudden I'm disrespectful and sort of things like that. I knew that my color really had a lot to do with how I was being perceived, because if other colleagues had said those sort of same things, it definitely wasn't taken in the same way. And when I did it, it was sort of, a huge incident and blown definitely out of proportion.
What would you call yourself and why? I feel like everyone else gets to say who and what we are. And so while I don't think we're one thing or boxed in, I think it's an important exercise to just name ourselves. So
One of the main reasons that I'm the shit is because if you're watching this, you probably never met another Kenda. But also, I think I kind of do things with a bit of conscientiousness and just the right amount of reckless abandon. And, I care, about what's important. I care about offending, but I also care about being me. I think that makes me the shit.
I am a freelance writer writing about issues concerning black women and the black community. That is why I am the hottest.
I'm there for my friends and family, and they know that about me, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to be able to be there for other people and make sure everybody's happy and taken care of, and I like that about myself. I take pride in that because you don't see that a lot nowadays, especially in New York. So somebody to go out of their way for people, I think that's a good thing, and I think that's a good quality that I have, and I like it.
I'm a beast. Like, I don't know one word I hold it down. I'm a fucking force, honestly. Because intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, I go in, and I do what needs to be done to make my life the way it needs to be on every fucking level. I take no shorts. I take no prisoners, and I don't take no for an answer, essentially. And so, regardless of the fact that people don't think what I have to say is important, it really is. And it really is some shit that you don't really hear often. So, I would say I'm a beast. That's my word.